That looks pretty good. It looks a lot less. It looks a lot different. So now I'm gonna probably take my wand and I'm gonna think. I think yeah, I'm probably gonna mirror it here. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So now you're gonna see it's all gonna come full circle, just like that. And I'm gonna fly up to the other area. I've built so many boats here. I know exactly which way that I flip it. So it's gonna be flip north, just like that. And there you go, full circle on that. So now you have all your masts. And you could stop there, roll up the sails, add some rigging, and you'd be great. You'd be done. It would work. If you don't want to do the sails, by all means, don't do them. I like doing the sails. They're the most difficult part, though. Alright, so I'm going to be working with white wool. Whatever wool you choose would be good, though. So I used to work with red wool because I could notice details better, but I'm going to go with the simplistic. Oh, there my keyboard and mouse go. There we go. I'm going to go with the simplistic red. And what I'm doing here is I'm kind of drafting out a shape that I want. And there it went again. At this point, I was getting a little frustrated with it. There you go. So once you have that shape that you like, that the wind, if you like the wind, which apparently that one didn't look horrible in my opinion, now looking back onto it, but I wasn't happy with it. I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay, that's why. Again, I can't, I urge that you that you attempt to fix your mistakes. Don't leave them there. Don't settle with your mistakes. There we go. So it's a little bit symmetrical, but it works. It looks fine to me. And when you think about it, wind can't blow too separately. The wind would get evenly dispersed. So I'm going to layer this a little bit. Don't over layer it. You don't want it to be too much. I'm going to have it kind of have that attachment there. Go back. Come on, fix it. There we go. So much better. Then I'm going to follow that pattern. And then I'm going to layer it up one more time. And I'm not going to like that. I'm gonna do a rough draft first. I'm gonna build half the sail. There we go, fix that one. So I'm gonna build half the sail and then copy it over. That's always what I do. I don't know. I've rolled at it. It's simpler to do it this way. So now I'm gonna curve it back in because all the force would be distributed into the middle. So I'm gonna look back on this. It's gonna be a giant square, isn't it? Looking back on it, it's not that bad though. I'm not hating the. I really think this one came out pretty well, but I don't know what I'm doing. That looks a little bit odd, but it's okay. I like it. In the end, it didn't turn out bad. Extremely pleased on how it turned out. So I'm gonna look back, and when I flip this, is gonna be symmetrical. And usually I wouldn't keep it so symmetrical, but for time's sake, I did it. I just kept it similar. I'm gonna go ahead and make this one wrap in a little bit because I don't know. It's what I always do. A little bit. See, I tried to make it non-symmetrical, and my brain killed me. But now you have that even flow, and it looks really good. Now this one I never really liked the shape, and by the time I finished this one and removed the one up there, and it was just kind of like at that point, I'm not gonna redo the whole sail literally. So this one is like 7 tries. It was not the best, but I look back and I'm like, okay, maybe that works, and I finally put it in a block, and I'm never quite happy with it, but it turns out all right. In the end, I look back and it's like, okay, that's not as bad as it could be. And I had so much difficulty figuring out how the curvature should be. I wanted to flip it on itself. So I sit here and I'm thinking here. And there we go. Let's see if I'm going to try to curve it in still. Or if I give up. Yeah, this should be my final attempt. I'm sorry, guys. But, go ahead and place all the blocks. Place it. No, okay. There we go. That's the final shape that it comes to, I think. Nope. I'm still fiddling. Oh gosh. I got bad. Yeah, there's a keyboard glitch again. Mouse and keyboard it. Really buggy. Again, if anyone knows, if anyone wants to help me fix it, that'd be great. That's. Is that the final shape? It's gonna curve out a bit, but I don't think that's it. I think that's the best I'm gonna do right there. There, that would be the final shape. So now I'm gonna try to catch it doing the 100% thing again. Ugh. Should probably split this into 2 videos. Come on, stop fiddling with him. Yeah, I think this is where I've decided that I think that's the best it's gonna get. I'm still fiddling with that. I can't believe I spent that much time. I guess okay, there we go. I didn't realize that I actually moved on. Alright, now I'm gonna get the basic curvature of how the wind's gonna blow into it. I'm gonna do kind of roughly the same thing that I did down there, the same system that I did it. The way the wind blows in the middle, evenly distributed, and all that. So now I'm just gonna try to curve that in a bit. If I look back and it's looking a bit odd, I'm gonna fix it there, hopefully. That top definitely needed that change that it did. I'm happy with that change on the top. Let's see if I need to fix this side, I think, but in the end. Oh yeah. That's also a little trick, because you can tie it behind it and it doesn't look too out of place, which, you know. And I'm not sure, but I think that's something that I've had to do a lot of since the way I design them is how to end it in the middle. I think I'm going to curve it back. In the end, that's not a horrible looking sail. I mean, it could be worse. Probably not the thing you want to hear from the guy who's trying to do a tutorial. But I do strongly encourage, if you like the body, you can use the body, and don't do the sails if you don't like them. To roll them up, you know. So here's the top sail. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna get it halfway finished and realized I hate it, because I really wanted that top sail for so. I had it stuck in my mind. I realized how close it would cut. Realized that there would also be no texture on that sail. It would literally be like hanging. It would be the world's tightest sail is what it would be. There would be literally no point to it. I really wanted to make it work though. So I feel like sails in real life would look a lot better. Just, it's hard building boats in Minecraft. Yep, there we go. And now I'm gonna. remove that, and I've decided that I'm okay with the shape, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and flip it to the other side. And I started thinking, okay, no, what I'm going to do first, apparently, is I'm going to go ahead and uh, plot out the shape in a similar way. I'm going to try to get it to meet up and leave that extra block. It always helps make it look a little bit less awkward. So I do think this is going to be probably part 2. I don't know. It's a long video. It's unclipped because I can't clip it, I don't think, with YouTube editing things, since I'm having to change out mine. My CPU is just dying when I try to use it. But here I'm trying to add the wind, and I realized that it's not uniform with the way that I like to do it. But it's just a lot more difficult. I don't know. I'll try to clip some of it, or at least cut it into 2 parts. But now I'm gonna just layer it out, and I'm just gonna do kind of a stepping stool pattern, and then I'm gonna delete the blocks behind it. And this one I fiddle around with a lot. But now you kind of have the general curvature shape there, and now you're going to want to do something similar in the front. Maybe this one should be a little bit tighter. And I'm going to have this one pulled up front, or 1 block more, I think, because you want that slanted look anyway. I don't know. So with sails, it's just, I recommend doing your own sails. Don't, if you copy mine block for block, it's a lot of effort. If you copy mine block for block, though, it's nothing wrong with that. There's, I don't know. There's just, it seems, rather than doing that, I feel like you could do something better on your own. Just, if you're doing sales, the tip I have to you is don't make them literally 1 block, step up, 1 block, step up. You want some variation in the pattern that the wind blows in. And I rebuild this or layer over this and break the block behind it several times trying to get that shape correct or the way I want it, and I eventually do. With sales, it's just a lot of back and forth on what looks the most natural, what doesn't look awkward. Right? So I'm going to have it kind of curve in a bit here. On the bottom, I kind of make it look like it's stretching, so it's, I don't know, the best way I could probably describe it without, but it still sounds a little weird, is like elastic, how it's tighter on the bottom, really thin or malleable in the middle. I'm kind of working out the shape here, trying to get a nice look to it. I'm kind of doing exactly what I recommended not doing, is doing that step pattern, but that will change. Alright, so I'm going to tie it off behind there, at least making it look like it has some tension. And then I'm going to work on the side. Realize I don't really like that too much, but it will work. I don't remember if I changed it, but I think it all comes full circle. It all begins to look a little bit better. So I'm going to complete the sail, and then I'm going to flip it, and since I do paste minus air, or paste minus A is minus air, and that prevents it from deleting my sail that I put in. If you're having it all on one side, make sure you don't copy this on the other side. I've had that happen to me before, and I've had to go in and delete the other side by hand, or undo it all, but I usually do it by delete it all by hand, and then have to work out what's broken. There's benefits to world edit, and I've started to realize that I don't like it too much. It looks so generic. It looks, yeah, you need to, I'm trying to, it's hard to explain. I didn't like the way it was looking. It looks so flat. I need to make, yeah, exactly. So I'm just changing it up a bit. There we go. Again, everything comes full circle. If you work at it long enough, you're gonna get it to a point where you can be proud of it and show it off and tell people, I built that. And building's just a lot of trial and error. You have to mess up a lot to learn. And with sales, you can't learn a sale. You have to different each time. I like the way it looks right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and add another piece of or a little bit more elevation just to make sure it gets the point across. That is, wind is blowing hard. And in a realistic situation, they would use the mast or when you turn the boat, that turns with it, causing the air to push the sail and curve it. But Minecraft, it's just gonna have to stay straight for now. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. It looks nice. So now I'm gonna go ahead and copy and flip it on the other side. It's gonna look a little bit awkward, so I don't have to reset my positions because I never moved. Yep, paste minus A. There we are. I really like the way it's turning out. And I'm going to delete. There we go. I was wondering why it looked a little bit different. Really curve it back there. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab a different type of block here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1:6, which is the andesite kind of chisel looking smelted one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a placeholder for fences, because they're easier to work with. If you're doing this in survival, use fences, because you're wasting your time. But I have world edit, so I can replace these with fences with that. And I'm going to plot my scaffolding and wires holding the ship together out with andesite blocks, and then I'm going to replace it. So I'm going to do all of my upfront work with this. And I'm lucky enough to where it managed to do the perfect stepping stone. But if it wasn't like that, then be careful the orientation that you place the fences. So this one, I'm gonna show you how I try to even it off. Is I go 2 1 2 1 2, just heading down like that, and it looks okay. I mean, it needs to look tight enough to hold it together. So for that standpoint, it's not bad. I love when you put the scaffolding in. It can look so good afterward. I'm gonna tie that down. Alright, and now I'm going to take one going down and attaching itself to the end of this one. And it's going to look really odd right now. So this one is one that's not mandatory, but it's one I like to do, is one from the mast all the way down to the side of the boat. And that's going to attach to a bit sticking out of the boat. And that's something that I've not done, but on the boat over there in this one now. Something I picked up is adding that type of scaffolding, and especially because I can't have the traditional ladder looking one up to the middle because of the curved sail and the way the sails kind of intervene. So in the end, they serves a similar purpose. Since I don't have a bird's nest, I think is what it's called, is they don't need a way to get up there anyway. So now that you have it like that, it's pretty good. See, I think I'm happy with that. So what are we doing here? Oh, the long one. The long one. Only on this side, because you can only do it on this side. You can't get through that other sail. Alright, so that's going to go all the way to the back of the boat. I'd forgotten about that one. Oh, keyboard glitch. And there it is again. You can kind of see it, I guess, in the frames. It's not FPS lag. It's wow, that looks really good. I had forgotten how this thing looked all together, but I'm really happy with this. In the end, it turned out well, and I'm proud. But man, I lost my train of thought. What I was saying before, but I'm gonna use dark oak fences for contrast. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use World Edit by resetting my positions. And I don't remember which ones were where, so go ahead and fly around, position, and replace all that andesite, which is 1:6, and replace it with, I think, 108? Don't quote me on that. You're going to see it in a second. There we are. There we are. Perfect little thing. And be careful the orientation you place it. If you place it from under, keep it under if you have a perfect stepping thing like this. You don't want it to go all out of whack in the middle of it. So I chose under for this one, and you're going to see I kind of do an under, or I do some over on the top, I guess, and some on the bottom. It just depends on what I'm thinking at that moment, or where it would work or look best. There we are, and then you're going to do the same thing. So there it is on the top and on the bottom, which I'm going to switch. It usually wouldn't matter, but since it was a little bit long on the other side, so I'm doing one on the top because it was the easiest and it didn't matter in the end. Here. You're going to follow it all the way to the floor and carry it one further, like that. Connect it in the middle there. That one doesn't matter where you place it. And I use these to connect the sails to the side of the boat, and I forgot to do it in the video, but I did it later on. So do that as well, and connect it and make it look tightish. So I'm gonna use oak and place a beam going out, which isn't realistic in the end, but it's just kind of whatever. If it's not realistic, it's whatever. It's Minecraft. And that's something that little wouldn't matter in the end. Even in real life, if that was there, it wouldn't matter too much. It's not like you have to worry about drag too much. But I'm gonna go out here. And this one, it's kind of important to follow. It's just good to follow a pattern to make sure it looks like the rope is tight enough to hold things together instead of limber or loose or whatever you want to call it. So right now it's looking pretty good. And I'm feeling like the mast is just a little bit short for my taste, so I'm going to go ahead and place these under, which I would do in general. But if I tend to do this, if I'm doing that, I tend just to go ahead and carry it out like this. Now it's going to go ahead and peek that. Adds a little bit of extra length and ties it all in together. So, let me see. I think that's just about it. Except for the ropes attaching the side thing. I'm probably gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my slabs, which I use slabs, just a gentle approach to it. It looks nice in the end, and I usually curve it in or out. Yeah, just like that. And glitch happened. I just noticed it happened in bursts of 2. And also, you can use oak stairs and put a nice design in the floor. So, keyboard glitch. And here I was thinking, I remember this because I was getting frustrated at that point. I hope it doesn't happen again. I was getting real frustrated. So, depending on where you're standing when you place these, you can kind of make it a smooth transition. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to basically put an arch. So I placed them from different orientation to make it go in a little bit further. Depends on where you're placing. Right here, I'm thinking, do I need to shorten that up? And in the end, I chose not to. But yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and oh yeah, I forgot I didn't like the way that looked. But thank you guys for watching and thank you so much. I'm sorry for any glitches, and I hope to resume a regular schedule in terms of uploading. I have to resume that soon. It depends on how clustered my life is, but thank you guys so much. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And yeah, if you guys would like another tutorial video on a different type, leave suggestions. I'll be uploading soon, hopefully. Thank you, and goodbye.